My roommate's dog has a pretty bad habit of chewing on things that she's not supposed to. This includes one of my favorite pairs of heels. Now, I am left with a singular heel. This really upset me with the idea that I might have to throw away one of my favorite pairs of shoes. So instead, I began to think about different ways that I could repurpose it. So the longer I thought, the more stumped I got, until I talked to my stepmother, who recommended I just plant a flower in it. And at first I thought she was a bit ridiculous, until I thought about all the different ways that it could help. Your shoes can be repurposed into a container that holds beautiful plants while representing my own personal style. And repurposing an item could make it more special for several people. A recent study by Weber shows that 60% of our wardrobe is inactive, meaning that we don't wear most of the things that we buy. Instead, like this heel, it sat in my closet for a very long time, until Rosie decided to turn it into a chew toy. While sadly repurposing it as a chew toy wasn't my idea, I can make the choice to repurpose this. And with the growing movement of minimalism, it made me think about, instead of throwing away something, how I can repurpose it. The shoes we wear reflect ourselves. Belk says that we create our style to represent our own personality. While some people are obsessed with shoes, others are not. Yet, everyone wears them. Yet, do we really look at how shoes can represent the people who we're speaking to? It talks about all the different ways that they compose themselves, the way that they look at the world, and how they're creative. Yet, we often don't think about how shoes can be so much more than just footwear. Lastly, I thought about the purpose of a garden, and how in major communities and in urban environments, often people don't have yards, meaning they can't have a garden to grow plants and vegetables. And next, community gardens can only supply about 2% of fruits and vegetables, according to Atkinson. She was looking at a major urban environment, and many of the people weren't even able to enjoy the fruit and the food that was produced in these community gardens. Bringing in your own personal garden, this shoe could grow a tomato. And there's many studies that show that tomatoes would, and other fruit, would survive just fine in a small environment. While downsizing doesn't necessarily mean that you have to repurpose anything, it does mean that I don't have to throw away the shoe that has so many memories for me. Instead, it can be repurposed into a small garden that reflects my style. The shoes that we wear can be repurposed into something that a container can't do. It can represent my style. Now that I have many singular shoes, I don't have to throw them away. I can turn them into a small garden. They can support life, unlike how this shoe can no longer support my life.